A.J. Wright and Greco on the wing. Sentinel Moore checked in for the Trojans. 6 minutes to play. A.J. Wright driving inside. And that means possession will stay with the Trojans. Ten-point game. 5:55 remaining in the opening half. Webb in trouble. And A.J. Wright resetting. Sentinel Moore. Reeves, Wright. Webb. And with 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock, the Trojans will retain possession. Greco, the three ball, blocked, but not cleanly. They're calling a foul, and that's going to go against Assad Matasalia. And that is going to be 3 more free throw attempts for Jackson Greco. The first, not there. A 71% free throw shooter, was good in his earlier trip to the line. Now 3 for 6 on the day and 0 for 2. Makes the third though, so one of the 3 falls, and it is an 11-point lead for the Trojans. Leftwich, backing down right. Now meets Sentinel Moore. Moore pokes it away, recovered by Leftwich. The 3 ball for Dixon does not fall. Greco with the rebound, putting on a show in this first half. 11 points. And now A.J. Wright off the screen, the 3. No good. 3 for 8. Anderson is from 3, 1 for 10. Emory and Henry stolen away. And now Austin Webb for 3. There you go, Austin. The senior on senior day. It only makes sense. The sharpshooter hits a triple. And now the Wasps looking to answer. Greco flying in for the block. Sentinel Moore, the contest. Matasalia can't get it to fall, and Moore collects the rebound. Four minutes remaining in the opening half. Greco again can't get that one to fall. And senior day for the Trojans, off to a hot start, a 32-18 lead. And we'll be back after a short break. And we welcome you back to the Abney Athletic Center. 32-18, the Trojans with the lead on Senior Day. A really special day we've gotten to celebrate here in the Abney Athletic Center. So many great players we saw earlier for the women's game. Zamaya Passmore and Diamond McDowell put on an absolute show in their last home game as Trojans. Chow, Radzika, and Marios honored as well. And pregame, Austin Webb, Case Roach, Wade Pierce, Jackson Greco, all honored as well. But back to the action, a 14-point deficit the Wasps are looking to overcome. I'm Jordan York, pleased to have the privilege of covering what's been an outstanding day of basketball here in the Electric City. A packed house for both games. Such a special day for both of these Anderson basketball teams. And the women got a win earlier, and the men looking to do the same. Middleton. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Got to get something up quick. Maccabee drives in. Denial by Draven Pilson. The 6'10 freshman got up to reject Caleb Maccabee. And Maccabee gets it back on the other end. Maccabee gets blocked and then gets a block to make up for it on the defensive end. And something we saw against Wingate is the defensive presence that Caleb Maccabee presents. We saw him come in for many critical situations against those Wingate Bulldogs, and he put on some defensive highlights in what ended up being an instant classic of a ball game. 12-point lead for the Trojans. Assad Matasalia, good on the layup. Dallas Jones, the turnaround two. From the corner. Can't get the friendly bounce. Gabe Brown had a good look at it from beyond the arc, but could not get it to fall. A reminder that all Anderson University broadcasts are brought to you by Sparrow Financial. Sparrow Financial, find financial freedom through better banking, and don't get banked. Visit Sparrow Financial today. As well as Sparrow Financial, the principal sponsor of Anderson University Broadcasting, we also thank all our other sponsors, Med Health, Groucho's, so many other broadcasting partners that make these broadcasts possible. 14-point lead for the Trojans. Anderson looking good in this first half on Senior Day, playing inspired as you would expect. Jackson Greco leading the way with 11 points, putting on a show in his last home game as a Trojan. Cole Middleton picking up the foul, his second. So he will head to the bench. In his place, Sam Perez. Cole Middleton, a superstar against Wingate. 12 for 14 from the free throw line and really helped close out that game in double overtime. A huge win in South Atlantic Conference play. Just putting the Trojans closer and closer to clinching a spot in the South Atlantic Conference tournament. Repass. The big man going to work on Matasalia. The 2 over 2 defenders. Repass doing what he does best. The Furman transfer has been putting on a clinic in his last few home games against Mars Hill, Wingate, and now here today against Emory and Henry. Just a couple second difference between the shot and game clocks, but it does not matter. Sam Ritchie coming off the bench, and he converts on his first shot attempt. A.J. Wright to close out the half gets called for a foul, and he will head to the free throw line, looking to extend the Trojan lead as we head into the locker room. And also, don't go anywhere after the conclusion of this game, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going anywhere because it's senior day, and Coach Jimmy Williams is doing something really special for his guys. After the game, you will see at midcourt, Coach Jimmy Williams will speak to the packed house in the Abney, and then you will hear from all of the seniors who were honored today. Something that promises to be an incredibly special moment for everyone here at the Abney. A.J. Wright makes good on the first. They added 0.6 seconds back on the clock because of when the foul was called. Repass will check out, and Moore will finish off the final 0.6 of a second. A.J. Wright looking to push the lead to 16. He does. And that will end the first half in the Abney Athletic Center. 38-22, the Trojans lead. And we will see what adjustments are made during the halftime speeches from both coaches. And we'll be with you for the second half after this. Welcome in to the Abney Athletic Center, where currently the Anderson Trojans have a 38-22 lead over the Wasps of Emory and Henry. I'm Jordan York, pleased to have the privilege of covering what's been an amazing senior day today. In the women's game we saw earlier, Diamond McDowell's, Maya Passmore, the two senior superstars for that Trojan team, putting on a clinic. Diamond McDowell, another double-double with 25-plus points. Just on an absolute tear right now are those Anderson women, sitting at fourth in the conference and eyeing third. But now we switch our attention to the men. And it's so packed here in the Abney Athletic Center today on Senior Day. Our stream connection actually crashed, so we had to migrate from Flow Sports, where you traditionally find your Anderson University broadcasts, to now we are live on YouTube. So thank you to those of you loyal Anderson University Trojan fans who have found us on YouTube and are currently watching this game. But 38-22, your halftime score, and you missed pretty good bit of action. But Jackson Greco in particular has been outstanding today. One of the seniors who was honored before the game, and Jackson Greco is doing an outstanding job. 11 points for him. Got fouled on a made three and had an M1 opportunity. Got fouled on a three and had 3 free throws, in which he cashed one, and then a couple other nice and easy buckets for Greco. Austin Webb hit a triple earlier in the first half, and he has 7 points with a couple layups as well. A.J. Wright, his usual defensive presence, serving well for the Trojans, and he has 5 points of his own. Caleb Maccabee with a block after he got blocked on a layup attempt earlier in the first half. But ultimately, all of that, when you put it together, 38-22, your score with the Trojans leading. And we're going to take a look, because we have some extra time before the second half begins. Those are not actually the correct stats. We're going to look and see if we can get that fixed, if we can get the stat board up to date. But fortunately, I've got them on paper. So 33% from the field, Emory and Henry, and 1 for 13 from three. Really, really struggling to find their shot today. They also only have 2 free throw attempts, which a team that shoots 75% from the free throw line, the best way to stop that is to limit the chances they have. And Anderson has done a very nice job so far. On the flip side for the Trojans, 46% from the field, 36% from three, 4 for 11 from beyond the arc, and 8 for 11 from the charity stripe. Out-rebounding the Wasps by 9 are the Trojans, and the largest lead is what you see right now, a 16-point lead in favor of AU. A special day, no doubt, in the Electric City, and we've been treated to a clinic, both teams getting up what'll be the last 30, 45 seconds of their shots in the halftime warm-up, and then the second half will begin. And stay tuned after the game, because we're not cutting off the stream right away like we usually don't. We usually have a post-game interview, but today we're switching it up. Coach Jimmy Williams has decided to do something very special for his Anderson Trojan seniors, and we saw pregame that they were all honored and given framed jerseys as a memento of their time and their accomplishments as Anderson Trojans. We'll stick around postgame, because you will actually get to hear Coach Jimmy Williams. He will speak to the Trojan faithful at the Abney Athletic Center, and then you will get to hear from each senior that was honored today as they sign off from their home games as Anderson Trojans. The season won't be done, however. They do go on the road to close out the season at Newberry and at Tusculum, but due to where they are in the standings, they will not see another home game this season from either the SAC tournament, which is now a neutral site in Rock Hill, South Carolina, so nobody has an advantage as far as home court advantage, but they will not see home court in the NCAA tournament either, should they get there. So the final outing in the Abney for Austin Webb, for Wade Pierce, for Jackson Greco, and for Ian Thompson. And so far, it's looking pretty good. 38-22, not too much to adjust if you're Coach Jimmy Williams. A little bit to adjust if you're the Wasps, though. Obviously, got to find your shot from beyond the arc when you're 1 for 13 on your attempts and being out-rebounded by 9, really looking to establish a post presence in this second half. The first 3 of the half does not fall for the Wasps, continuing the trend we saw in the first half. Jackson Crawford, the only made 3 for Emory and Henry. A reminder that Anderson University broadcasts are brought to you by Sparrow Financial. Sparrow Financial, find financial freedom through better banking, and don't get banked. Visit Sparrow Financial today. Austin Webb couldn't get the triple to fall, and both teams scoreless on their first possessions in the second half. The fake from beyond the arc, trying to get a shot over Cole Middleton, couldn't do it, but a foul will be called on Sam Perez, and possession will remain with the Wasps. Emory and Henry coming off a 91-73 loss to Carson Newman in what was a tough contest for them, following a huge victory, the signature win of Emory and Henry's season at home against Catawba, 93-78, a huge win. And on the flip side for the Trojans, as those shot attempts could not fall, the Trojans coming off what ended up being an instant classic after the Trojans had a 66-44 lead with about 10 minutes to play in the second half. Wingate came all the way back to tie it with 9 seconds to play, pushing the game to overtime. Then they pushed it to double overtime, but ultimately the Trojans still found a way to battle to a huge victory. Anderson, with a win today, will move one step closer to clinching a berth in the South Atlantic Conference Tournament. They sit at 7th in the standings right now with the Bulldogs of Wingate behind them, who they just beat on Wednesday. So both teams switching spots in the standings. Three ball, no good, and Austin Webb will collect the rebound. Perez tried to feed to Webb, not the best look, and Jalen Leftwich with the takeaway. Corbin Dixon, the kick out to Leftwich. Dixon driving inside, easy lay-in for 2. And Corbin Dixon, the leading scorer for this Wasps team, the leading scorer today with 9 points, just below his season average of 13.5 points per game. Sam Perez checking out, James Repass checking in his place. 14-point lead for the Trojans, just about 3 minutes played in this second half. Repass was driving inside, but Assad Matasalia picking up the foul, his second, and the team's first of half number 2. A.J. Wright to inbound. Deflected by 3 different Wasps. Corbin Dixon comes away with it. Leftwich did not take the look, got it back to Dixon, and by that time the Trojan army of defenders was there, and no points on that possession. And Jackson Greco continuing where he left off in the first half. 13 points for the senior. And what looked to be a clean denial from James Repass drew a foul. Repass's second foul. And that will send Jalen Leftwich to the line for 2. 75% free throw shooter. Only the 3rd free throw attempt of the day for Emory and Henry. Anderson doing a very nice job avoiding foul trouble in today's ball game. And the Wasps 3 for 4 on the day, matching their season average at 75%. I just mentioned staying out of foul trouble. Anderson, something that they've had a bit of trouble doing this season, especially Dallas Jones. After fouling out of the previous couple games, he did not foul out against Wingate and was in fact huge in maintaining that victory. 22 points on the night for Dallas Jones. As that 3 ball is a nice way to answer for Sam Ritchie. An 11-point lead now for the Trojans. Emory and Henry chipping away. 7-2 the run they've been on in the first 4 minutes of the second half. And a blocking foul is going to be called on Corbin Dixon. And that is going to take us to a timeout. 40-29, the Trojans lead. We'll be back in just a minute. And we welcome you back to the Abney Athletic Center. An 11-point lead for the home team on senior day, 40-29. The Trojans preserving a lead, and Jackson Greco, a big reason why. 13 points for him. And he is continuing really a tear that he's been on as of late. Greco, a guy that's really started to find his shot as we've gone into the later stages of this season. 16 points against Limestone, and then didn't miss against Mars Hill and Wingate. And so far today, 13 points. And another lay-in from James Repass, the big man with 6 points, perfect from the field. And he's halfway to his career high. 12 points he had against Mars Hill in a game that the Trojans won 90-56 before their battle with Wingate. But Repass 12, 6, and currently 6 in his last 3 games. Sam Ritchie could not connect from beyond the arc. Repass. Down low to Middleton. Tough 2 for Cole Middleton. But such a physical presence in the paint. And Cole Middleton, a slow start for him, only 4 points. But It doesn't matter how much you're scoring as long as the team is winning. And Cole Middleton taking a back seat today after propelling the Trojans to victory on Wednesday. Greco, 3-ball. Middleton, offensive board. And another lay-in for Cole Middleton, and he is really heating up early in the second half. And that wide open three, Jalen Leftwich converting 60+% from the field in his last 3 games, 14 points per game in them. And the Trojans have a 14-point lead, 46-32. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's an ordinary Tuesday at AnMed. Dr. Shu just performed a robotic hip replacement surgery. Dave put a smile on a kid's face during physical therapy. And Sonia, she was part of a team that performed a cutting-edge pulmonary procedure. And while it's all in a day's work for each of them, it's also much more than that. It's part of our commitment to bring something extraordinary to healthcare in the upstate, even on ordinary Tuesdays.
A staple in downtown Anderson since 2019, Groucho's Deli continues to honor the tradition of serving high-quality products and ingredients that started it all back in 1941. Located at 129 East Whitner Street, Groucho's is your go-to destination for warm deli sandwiches, fresh salads, and award-winning sweet tea. Stop by and try our legendary Formula 45 sauce today.
And we welcome you back to the Abney Athletic Center. A 14-point lead currently for the Trojans, with 14-19 remaining in this one, looking to close out their regular season at home with a win and finish 10-4. And the only losses at home for the Trojans this season: Lincoln Memorial, Lenore Ryan, Carson Newman, and Coker. What do all of them have in common? Ranked teams. Some of the best in the country battling with the Trojans here in the Abney and just barely escaping with wins. Not one of those games, with the exception of Lincoln Memorial, was more than 4 points. Lincoln Memorial was a 1-point game at Lincoln Memorial. But here, it was a bit of a different story as they ran into a rail splitter squad that could not miss. 15-point lead for Anderson. Wasps looking to formulate a comeback. And that is not how you go about doing it. But enough offensive rebounds that it drew a foul. Cole Middleton picking up the foul, his third. And that free throw is good for Christian Drummer, a 43% free throw shooter. Not a guy you totally mind sending to the line if you're the Trojans, but 1 for 1 so far. And he's good on both. A.J. Wright. Middleton. Through 2 defenders. No problem for Cole Middleton. Richie Can't get the floater to fall. A second chance for the Wasps. And a nice bounce for Draven Pilsen, who had a career-high 26 points at Catawba earlier this season. But he's been limited the last few games. Did not play at home against Catawba and did not see much action against Carson Newman. But he's back today and looking to make an impact. Inside, trying to get around Dallas Jones, and does. High off the glass, Jackson Crawford for his second bucket of the game. Middleton. Maccabee. Maccabee and Middleton. Middleton couldn't get the turnaway two to fall. Crawford now trying to get past Maccabee. Really tough thing to do. The kick out. An 11-point lead. This game a little bit closer than the stats would lead you to believe. And that is an and one. Cole Middleton to Anstey trying to block the shot. And we have an and one opportunity when we come back for Christian Drummer. 9-point game. Trojans leading 49-40.
At Anderson University, we are on a journey, one that seeks to find the purpose for which God created each and every one of us. So we search, we grow, we dive in, and with a close-knit community, small class sizes, accomplished and supportive faculty, and a spirit that believes that together we can accomplish big things. The person we are striving to become doesn't feel so far away. So we push, we dream, we dig deeper, until our journey finds us as teachers, artists, writers, athletes, engineers, nurses, and friends. And while we're at it, we just might change the world. Anderson University, knowledge for your journey.
And we welcome you back to the Abney Athletic Center, a 9-point game. Christian Drummer cutting the lead to single digits just before the break. And Cole Middleton picking up his 4th personal foul. So he is headed to the bench. Drummer looking to cut it to an 8-point lead, and he does. Just an 8-point game for the Trojans. 11 and a half minutes remaining. A.J. Wright charging inside. Couldn't get the finger roll to fall. Christian Drummer collecting the rebound. And that one is good. Omari Curley from the corner. Spin move by Wright. Out to Reeves. Fake the three. Perez. Webb. 5 on the shot clock. Got to get something up. Perez. Beyond the arc. Couldn't get it to fall. A rough bounce. And that one is good. And Emory and Henry on a big-time run. And it is just a 3-point game. 8 unanswered for the Wasps. A.J. Wright, the turnaround 2. Can't get it to go, and Sam Ritchie collecting the rebound. And with 10 minutes remaining, it's a 3-point game in the Abney Athletic Center on Senior Day. The 3 ball, Crawford. Can't get it to fall. A second chance, not there for Ritchie. A fortunate result for the Trojans. A.J. Wright speeding past, drawing the foul, and he will head to the free throw line. Anderson, a team that is 10th in the conference in free throw percentage at 71%. As a team today, they're shooting 69, and A.J. Wright on the season shooting 74. A.J. Wright remains perfect on the day. He made both in his last trip to the free throw line, and he's looking to go 4 for 4. And does. 51-46. The Trojans lead, and their first points in a good few minutes as Emory Henry is now in the midst of an 8-2 run and looking for more. Crawford battling down in the paint. The kick out for 3. Can't get it to go, and A.J. Wright headed the other way. Full speed ahead. A clean block from Christian Drummer, and possession will stay with the Trojans. 9 minutes to play and a 5-point game. And once again, Anderson looks like they're going to be in a battle. Greco to repass. Can't get a good look. Throws it away. And now the Wasps have numbers the other way. The deep ball, nowhere close. And the Trojan faithful letting him hear about it. A 5-point lead for Anderson. And an off-ball foul on Corbin Dixon. His third personal. Perez off the inbound. The handoff to Wright. The foul and one. A.J. Wright. The quick closeout. And now he has an M1 opportunity. Jalen Leftwich picking up the personal. Couldn't get that free throw to fall. His first miss from the line today. A.J. Wright, a guy that gets to the basket so quickly and working off of the handoff from Sam Perez. He's like the Flash, getting to the rim and creating an M1 opportunity. But on the other end, Corbin Dixon will just battle and create a free throw opportunity. Misses the first. Dixon, an 82% free throw shooter. But he's 1 for 3 today. Number's gonna hurt the average just a bit, but he makes good on the second. 1 for 2 on both trips to the free throw line. Dallas Jones to Sentinel Moore for the slam. And what a way to join the scoring. Your first points of the night for Sentinel Moore come from a slam. And on the other end, Assad Matasalia tried to do the same, but took a hard fall. Still made the layup, and he will have an and one opportunity when we come back. But a 6-point game, that may be 5 in just a moment.
It's an ordinary Tuesday at AnMed. Dr. Shu just performed a robotic hip replacement surgery. Dave put a smile on a kid's face during physical therapy. And Sonia, she was part of a team that performed a cutting-edge pulmonary procedure. And while it's all in a day's work for each of them, it's also much more than that. It's part of our commitment to bring something extraordinary to healthcare in the upstate, even on ordinary Tuesdays.
A staple in downtown Anderson since 2019, Groucho's Deli continues to honor the tradition of serving high-quality products and ingredients that started it all back in 1941. Located at 129 East Whitner Street, Groucho's is your go-to destination for warm deli sandwiches, fresh salads, and award-winning sweet tea. Stop by and try our legendary Formula 45 sauce today.
And we welcome you back to the Abney Athletic Center, a 6-point game with 7:41 remaining. That was 1 point, a 17-point lead. 46-29 has now disappeared. Not entirely, but an Anderson team we saw give up a 22-point lead the other night, and now a 17-point lead that has a chance to be cut to just 5. And it's good. 55-50. And the Trojans looking for a response. A.J. Wright, a pass deflected, but it was by the foot, a kicked ball, so possession will stay on AU's end. 20 seconds to work with on the shot clock. A.J. Wright zips one to Dallas Jones. The speed of that pass should be tracked by a radar. That was a bullet to Dallas Jones, and he created an M1 as a result. And Jones is good on the free throw. He's up to 5 points now, and it is an 8-point lead. A.J. Wright will get just a few moments of rest before he returns to the floor. Both teams in the bonus. Turnaround 2, short. But possession will stay with the Wasps. 7 minutes remaining here on Senior Day in the Abney Athletic Center. And that foul is going to go against Austin Webb. And that'll be his first. Jalen Leftwich will head to the line to try to close the lead once again. Free throw good. Sam Perez makes his return to the floor. Sentinel Moore will have a seat on the Trojan bench. Leftwich perfect from the line. And once again, we are back to a 6-point game. Perez. Webb. Deep ball. Got it! Austin Webb, his second triple. And another foul on Dallas Jones, his first. Another Trojan foul, though, up to 9. Now you're looking at a situation where for 6.5 minutes, Emory and Henry sits in the double bonus. One for 2 is Leftwich, and 61-53 is your score. Jones. Maccabee fakes the 3. And now Perez. Taking it all the way himself. Kick out to Webb. Back to Perez. Easy 2 for Sam Perez. The Campbell transfer with his second bucket of the night. That pass through the legs of Dallas Jones. I don't think that was intended to be that way, but it turned out to be a beauty. But it's a turnover, and possession is with AU. Webb. Called for a travel. And possession goes right back to the Wasps. 10-point game, and Emory and Henry hanging around in this one. What was at one point a 17-point lead for Anderson. At one point was cut to 3, but since then, Anderson has extended it back to now it's currently sitting at 10 with 2 free throws to come. Jackson Crawford, the man at the charity stripe. Emory and Henry led 2-0 after the opening tip and has not led since. And Crawford good on both at the line, and we're back to an 8-point game. Webb driving in off the glass for 2. And Austin Webb, as much as he is a sharpshooter, he's also got a lot of quickness to the basket, and he loves those lefty layups. But on the other end, an and one opportunity. Caleb Maccabee picking up the personal, only his first, but another foul, creating an and one opportunity. And the Wasps have done a good job of taking advantage of them to this point. Back to a 7-point game, under 5 minutes to play. We are entering the final stages of Senior Day in the Electric City. Perez, the handoff to Webb. stonewalled by Drummer. Perez, the feed to McAbee, lost it, right, saves it. Webb, 3-ball, blocked. Perez, 3-ball, could not fall. Beat the buzzer and hit every square inch of the circular rim, but it could not fall through. And now the 3-ball on the other end, short, and Perez will collect. Christian Drummer could not get the tray. Perez. McAbee now. Greco. 2 more for Jackson Greco, and he is up to 15 and is very, very close to that career high. And what a time to get it on senior day. Just 1 point away. He had 16 against Limestone. And he sits at 15 today. Nine-point lead. 3 minutes remaining. Greco for the career high. Could not get that one to fall. A tough look, a contested look. Wow, what a rejection. So we thought. Sam Perez, instead of a clean block, picking up his 4th personal, and that's going to bring us to a timeout. 9-point lead. Can the Trojans hang on? We'll find out in a second.
It's an ordinary Tuesday at ANMED. Dr. Shu just performed a robotic hip replacement surgery. Dave put a smile on a kid's face during physical therapy. And Sonia, she was part of a team that performed a cutting-edge pulmonary procedure. And while it's all in a day's work for each of them, it's also much more than that. It's part of our commitment to bring something extraordinary to healthcare in the upstate, even on ordinary Tuesdays.
A staple in downtown Anderson since 2019, Groucho's Deli continues to honor the tradition of serving high-quality products and ingredients that started it all back in 1941. Located at 129 East Whitner Street, Groucho's is your go-to destination for warm deli sandwiches, fresh salads, and award-winning sweet tea. Stop by and try our legendary Formula 45 sauce today.
Welcome back to the Abney Athletic Center. A 9-point lead for the Trojans. But on the other end, the Wasps and Omari Curley at the free throw line got the first, looking to make good on the second. And the Wasps shooting 83% from the free throw line today. Now 84, 16 for 19. Stellar performance at the line by the Wasps. The alley-oop wasn't there. And that would have got this place on their feet. Instead, a second chance opportunity on the other end. And Assad Matasalia doesn't miss it. A 5-point game. 2:20 remaining. Tension is brewing. Middleton, the reverse lay. And back to a 7-point lead. Cole Middleton. The reverse lay, not something you see from him too often. And a miss on the other end by Jackson Crawford. And now you're in a situation where you're trying to drain the clock and get a good shot. A travel called on Dallas Jones. And Emory and Henry, 4 for 28 from beyond the arc. If they do lose this game, that will be one of the main stats that's looked at. 7-point game when we come back.
Welcome to Mahindra of Anderson. Mahindra of Anderson provides a vast selection of new and pre-owned tractors, utility vehicles, and agricultural equipment. When you're ready to invest in your new tractor or other equipment, our friendly and knowledgeable sales, financing, service, and parts departments ensure an outstanding experience. From selection, ongoing maintenance, and customization.
We value long-term customer relationships by delivering exceptional service.
Come and see us
Or visit us online
at mahindraofanderson.com.
And we welcome you back to the Abney Athletic Center. A 7-point lead for the Trojans, 69-62, with 1:44 remaining. This one looks like it will be down to the wire, as the Wasps looking to formulate a final attack, tie, and possibly win this game. But they still have a bit of work to do, down 7. Crawford, the spin move. Gets the 2 to fall over Cole Middleton. A tough shot for Jackson Crawford. And a foul on Corbin Dixon, his 4th. And now A.J. Wright looking to convert the front end of a 1-and-1 and extend the lead to 6. And he does. 10 points now for A.J. Wright. And now 11. A 7-point lead, under 90 seconds to play. Ritchie. Adesalia could not get it to fall. And now 1 minute remains and 2 extra seconds. Now Austin Webb will be headed to the free throw line. And now the Wasps in a position where they have to foul to extend this ball game as much as possible. Austin Webb good on the first. And good on the second.
1 minute remaining.
9-point game. Under a minute to play. Got to get a quick shot up. The Wasps do, and they hit. Draven Pilson, the triple from the corner. And it's a 6-point game. And we're going to keep it right here with 51.3 seconds remaining. Jackson Greco leading the way with 15. Austin Webb, 14. The seniors playing very well today. A.J. Wright with 11. Cole Middleton with 11 as well. And on the flip side for Emory and Henry, Christian Drummer with 12. Corbin Dixon with 10. Assad Matasalia with 9. And the 3 ball from Draven Pilson brings him up to 5. Only the 5th 3 of the day for Emory and Henry with 29 attempts taken. Really have struggled to find their shot. But maybe, just like Wingate did against these Trojans, they'll find it in the final minute when it matters most. Trying to trap AJ Wright and get a steal. And Coach Jimmy Williams calls timeout. We're going to take it quickly with him. And we'll be back in
30-second timeout on the floor.
And we welcome you back to the Abney Athletic Center. 73-67, your score. 39.4 seconds remaining in a 6-point ball game. Both teams now in the double bonus. And just before the break, AJ Wright trapped in no man's land, and Coach Jimmy Williams had to call timeout before possession was surrendered. Austin Webb to inbound for the Trojans. AJ Wright will take it in the backcourt, and he will get fouled immediately. Omari Curley picking up the foul. And now, instead of a 1-and-1, it's just 2 free throws for AJ Wright. Not enough on the first one. Need a little bit more muscle if he wants to extend the lead to 7. No good on both, but an offensive rebound. What a heads-up play by Sam Perez to tip it out to Austin Webb and give the Trojans a second chance at the free throw line. And Austin Webb good on the first. And now Webb has taken over the lead in scoring for the Trojans. 16 points for Webb. AJ Wright heaves it in play, and Austin Webb is fouled. And he'll head back to the free throw line. And a reminder to not go anywhere. Following the conclusion of this game, we will hear live from midcourt head coach Jimmy Williams, as well as all of the Anderson men's basketball seniors in what promises to be a special moment for each of those young men. 8-point game now. Austin Webb 4 for 4 at the free throw line in his last 4 attempts as the Trojans try to ice this one away. Another tough 3. Draven Pilson back-to-back for him. And a foul on the floor. The dunk does not count for Cole Middleton. And looking to put the free throws that in all likelihood would put this game away. 6-point game, 12.9 remaining. The Wasps running out of time in their rally, but a 50-point second half for Emory and Henry. But that Trojan Army just a little too much to overcome. And Dallas Jones gonna hang on to it. The Wasps knew it was over. And on senior day, in a game that was closer than it probably should have been based on what the score was, Dallas Jones will close this one out. The lineup, the handshakes, and in just moments we will hear from the victorious head coach of the Trojans, Jimmy Williams, as well as all of his seniors. A 5-point victory for the Trojans, and they look to carry that momentum into road matchups at Newberry and at Tusculum to end the regular season as they make their final push to secure a spot in the South Atlantic Conference tournament where anything can happen. As far as Emory and Henry, they could not get the win in this one. And they will look to do it in their regular season finale against Limestone. But now let's take it to head coach Jimmy Williams and the seniors.
Really proud of this group of seniors. We got 5 special humans. Very thankful to have coached them. Very thankful that we have a group that stayed connected. That right there was a perfect example of how our season's gone. You know, finding a way to hang on. And man, did our seniors start the game really, really well? Can you guys help me by giving our seniors? I can't really on the mic. I'm going to turn the mic over to a couple of them. And the first one I'm going to have come out here is Mr. Wade Pierce. Let's give it up for Wade.
I wish he hadn't told all y'all to stay, but here we are. So I guess I'll just start with, I see some of my senior guys right here. We've had a lot of days in Abney. Honestly, I spent just as many days over there as I did over here. But I just want to say, first of all, I'm so thankful to the Lord for providing such an awesome university to come to, and all these great relationships in here. Shout out to my guys, Alex and Jesse over here. You know, built some great relationships here, and yeah, I'm just really thankful to the Lord for everything. And a lot of it has happened in this gym, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I'm really thankful for this year. Pretty unexpected. I got the easy part. I missed all this conditioning in the fall and everything, and just got to come on when the game started. So I got 2 off days a week at least. But I want to give a thanks to Coach Williams. This has been an awesome opportunity. I had like the easiest classes ever last semester. I got 2 classes this semester, so I've had tons of free time. So kind of wake up late, go to practice. It's been awesome. Perfect year for this to happen. And then I say this to these guys all the time. I really wouldn't want to do. You know, we traveled to all these gyms and everything, and I would not think it near worth it to kind of be in the situation I'm in on any other team. This has been such a great experience, and it's completely because of these guys. Like, yeah, it's been so much fun, and it's completely because of. I never felt like the new guy. Like they're all. I remember I told Dad and Mary Alice after the first day of practice, they were like, "How'd it go?" I was like, "Actually, it went great. These are like the 14 nicest dudes I've ever met." So, a little unexpected, but I was more nervous for that than I was for tonight. But that's enough of that. And then I'll go ahead and thank my girlfriend Mary Alice for kind of putting up with this change of pace. She's been great and super supportive through everything. And then, sorry. These 4 years wouldn't have been possible without my mom. It's kind of embarrassing a little bit, the level to which she has to like remind me of stuff. I don't even live with her anymore. she has my email, so like she's like spotting everything. It's crazy. So I seriously could not have done it without her. She's been incredible, and she loves me a lot and everything, but she doesn't let anything slip through the cracks. And then my dad, I'll thank him because he didn't miss a game for me growing up, and we thought it was done senior year 2021, and then all of a sudden, you know, here's Dad showing up to, I don't know where the furthest place he came, but you know, showing up to even away games and Manual, coming to most of these games. So it's been really cool for me and him to have another season of basketball. So I just want to thank him. I love those two a lot, more than anything really. So, but yeah, super thankful. Thank you to the Lord for everything that's happened here, everything that's happened at Anderson really. So glad we got the win tonight too, man. But I didn't even go to overtime either, or double overtime.
All right, next guy I'm gonna have come out here is Case Roach. Let's give it up for Case. Case had a season-ending injury. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to be out there tonight. He was out there closing out on a three-point shot. Twisted his knee. He's hurt. I've known this guy a long, long time. I remember when he was just a little high school guy at TR. But to his credit, from the time he got injured until now, he has been such a great teammate. You know, when you get the news that you're done for the year, it takes character to be locked in. And Case wants to get into coaching after he's done here, and he's going to be phenomenal at that. How do I know that? Because he has all the traits of a great coach. He cares. He's a relationships guy. Comes from a great family, super high character. He's been in our staff meetings. So whenever we have a scouting staff meeting or whenever we're planning the day's practice, he's been in there as an addition to our staff since the injury. Very thankful for him and all the time we've had. Let's give it up one more time for Case Roach.
Thanks, Coach. I just want to say thanks to Coach and all these guys for letting me play one more year. Obviously, I transferred in and played at University of North Georgia for 4 years. Didn't know if I was going to be able to play my 5th year, but got the opportunity, and these guys, man, they're something special. I mean, it's totally worth it. You know, being hurt sucks, but seeing these guys every day, they just, I mean, they're awesome. I don't want to look at them right now. I might cry. But I just want to say thanks to my parents, my grandparents who are up there. What's up? You know, they've been just a great support system in my life. Obviously, getting hurt is tough. They've helped me out a lot. And thanks to the Lord for his provision and these guys. Thanks to Trojan Army. You guys didn't see me play a lot, but I still love you guys. And yeah, that's all I got. Thanks.
All right, next guy I want to bring out here is number 2, Austin Webb. Webb has been an absolute joy to coach ever since he got here. This is his 2nd year here. He has always been a part of the build. All right, when he said yes to come here, he knew we were building. And when you are building something, you want to surround yourself with builders. And I don't know that I know another more rock-solid human than Austin Webb. There's a saying, how you do anything is how you do everything. And nobody lives that better than Austin Webb. I don't think he's ever had a B in his life. He is caring, he is kind, he is a great teammate. His relationships matter to him. He's a winner, he works so hard at his game. Usually if the ball's bouncing in here, it's one of a couple guys, and Austin Webb's name is definitely on that list. I know we got a lot of basketball left this season still to go, but we're going to miss us some Austin Webb. Let's give it up for Austin.
Thank you, Coach. I'm just so blessed. These last 2 years have been amazing. I've met so many people
wrestlers, staff, especially these guys. Coming in and getting after it with these guys for 2 years has been amazing. Everybody's shaped me into who I am, and I'm really thankful for that because, I mean, that's going to be who I am for the rest of my life. So I'm super blessed about that, and I'm just really looking forward to the rest of the season with these guys. Like, this was our last home game, quote unquote, but, you know, we still have a lot of basketball left. This is a really good team, and we're going to make a deep tournament run. And I also want to thank my family over here, coming from Ohio. My mom and dad, all the sacrifices they made for me, really put me in the position I am today. And Jimmy, thank you for bringing me here. The basketball career was almost over, and I hopped up on the plane, and you know, you gave me the offer, and I took it and ran with it. And I got to play in this extra small jersey for 2 years. But yeah, it's been amazing. I thank everybody. I'm so blessed, and I love you all.
Did you just call me Jimmy? We'll talk about that later. Just call me Jimmy. All right, next guy, Jackson Greco. All right, this guy here means so much to me, and I can't wait to see what God does next in his life. I've had as many conversations with Jackson about life as I have about basketball. I'm gonna really miss him around here. He's one of the most kind people you'll ever meet. You guys all have people in your life where you're going through something and you tell them what you're going through, and they can feel it with you. They meet you where you are. That's a trait that Jackson Greco has. I love that I can sit next to him and tell him things that I'm going through, and I can feel that he feels it with me. He's in the boat with me. Definitely gets that from his mom. His mom's one of the kindest people in the world too. Very thankful for Jackson. When I got this job 3 years ago, he was the first person I called, and he came on his visit and said yes on his visit. I'm so thankful that he did, and this is just the start. The next chapter of your life is going to be amazing, and I can't wait to see what's next for you. Let's give it up for Jackson.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Oh, man. This is crazy. It's my 5th year. Gosh, I mean, I just want to thank a couple people, and I also want to thank the Trojan Army first. I mean, you guys are literally a part of this. I mean, RJ told me to pull it from like right here, and I did it today. So I had to listen to him, but yeah, I want to take the time also to thank the coaches. Coach, appreciate you for making me your first call, and all my teammates, brothers for life. And then my family right here in the middle section, Aunt Renee, Ryan. Thank you guys for coming today. Really appreciate it. Mom, I mean, you've done the best job of showing me how much you love me, and that's just the best thing ever. I couldn't ask for better. So I really love you, and I'm so grateful that you came into my life. I'm still a better athlete than you, so I'm just letting you know. I mean, you might be D1, but who cares? Drew, thanks for coming, Drew Bear. One of my best friends from back home, man, it means a lot. And Gigi, you're an inspiration too. I mean, if anybody knew who you were, I mean, I think you get it from Pops. But yeah, and Dad, I mean, this is the hardest one, man. But man, I really appreciate you for being in the gym with me and hours that you could have been doing something else, and you just took me and shot with me for hours on end. So I really appreciate you. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate it.
All right, last but not least, let's give it up for Mr. Elu Thompson. Yes, sir. This guy needs no introduction. If you don't know, this is our homecoming king, King Ian. He actually had to split from a game early this year because of all the pageantry at the football game. We had the game well in hand, and we let him jump in the car with his dad and fly here for the football game. We were at Emmanuel when it happened. A couple things I want to point out about Ian. I had the walked into my office for the first time and Ian was in there waiting on me. And he asked me right off the rip, how do you plan to incorporate Jesus into this program? And I will never forget that. And every day I've thought a lot about that. And hopefully I've made him proud. Really excited about what's next for him. Ian is phenomenal in every area of his life. A really cool thing about Ian is earlier in his career, he wasn't this homecoming king guy. He was a little more introverted, a little more quiet, but he really wanted to work on that about himself. So if there are young students here, you got to get outside your comfort zone in order to work on the things you want to work on. So Ian signs up to give tours on campus and signs up for every club and goes to all these meetings and pours into people. He's always got stuff going on campus. He has made Anderson University his home, which I love because he's not just a guy that comes to Abney and then goes back to his house. He's all over the place. He's made Anderson home. He's Mr. Anderson. Let's give it up for Ian.
That was a nice introduction there, but appreciate you, Coach. I have a couple thank yous I just want to get out. So first, Mom, right there. Thank you for just being my support system over the last 4 years and all 22 years of life, about to be 22. You've always been there for all my sporting events, even if you didn't really even know what was going on. I think you figured it out every time. But I love you so much. The love of God pours out of you, and it inspires me a lot. Dad, you introduced me to the game of basketball at a young age. Never forget all of our post-up moves down the driveway. Used to give me a lot, but I remember the first time I got you. I remember all of our car rides. Before and after games and practices, you always had pointers or tips and ways that I could get better. And you're a big reason I'm in the shoes I'm in today. And just thank you so much for all that and for leading our family as a man of God should. So I really appreciate that. Then my 3 older sisters, I love y'all so much. Y'all are some of my best friends. And for those of y'all who don't know, my 3 older sisters all went to AU, and I would never tell them this, but they were probably the biggest reason I chose to come here because of their experience here. And so I'm so thankful for y'all for sharing your experience with me so that I could experience the same thing y'all did. So I love y'all. And then I'm so thankful y'all married such great men, and Stuart, Taylor, and Alex. Y'all are my brothers that I never actually got to have, so thank y'all for that. And then next, Coach Williams. When you took the job here 3 years ago, I didn't know if I was even gonna be coming back. I didn't know if you were gonna bring me along, but you showed me what it's like to be wanted, and I really appreciate that. And I remember the conversation in our office earlier this year, where you said your goal as a coach is to inspire us, and I want you to make it inspire me, not just as a player, but also as a person. The way that you love the Lord, love your wife, and love your family, I want to incorporate that in my own life, and I really appreciate it. Then the fellas, love y'all, both current and former teammates. Sully, Mac, somewhere in all y'all. This has been a great ride with y'all. I've been there for the highs and the lows. I know that if I ever need to just have someone brighten up my day, one of y'all can always do it. And just thankful to have gotten to share the court with y'all for the last 4 years. And can't wait to see where our friendships go throughout that. But as Coach says, our connection is our competitive advantage. And I think we're going to go on a big run this year. We're going to keep going. So this is not the end tonight. So, and then lastly, I got the Trojan Army here, got my roommates, all my friends. Thank y'all for the support for the last 4 years. It's meant a lot. I know I didn't play all the time, but y'all were always here supporting, and I love y'all so much for that. And y'all are really the greatest on-court men we have in the conference. So, love y'all.
All right, can we get the 5 seniors to come out here? The last thing we're going to do is we're going to pray over them. Everybody's okay with that? We're going to bow our heads and pray. I also want to point out, it's hard to play in this environment. on senior day. I was talking to Coach JB before our game started, and there's a lot that, a lot you want to perform really, really well. I'm so impressed. I'm so proud of our guys for being able to get it done and get the win, and really proud of everything you guys have done here. We read a book called Legacy together. It's a great book, but in that book, one of the chapters talks about planting trees you'll never see, and about leaving New Jersey in a better place. And all 5 of these guys have certainly done that. Really, really proud of them. We got 2 more road games. We're at Newberry, at Tusculum, and then we got the conference tournament. Really excited about what's next for our team. Let's all bow our heads. Father God, thank you so much for these 5. So you just bless them. So you give them favor. I guess that you would just continue to shine your light on them, God, and that they would chase after you. The next chapter of their life, God, I ask them to draw nearer to you, and that you would make your presence felt in their life, God. So you bless them with all the decisions that they have next. So you bring wonderful people into their life, God. Thank you so much for their devotion to this sport, to their teammates, to this university. And more than anything, God, thank you for who they are and for making them and for directing them to come to Anderson University. For it's in your name we pray. Amen. Thank you all for sticking around. Y'all have a great day.
And that wraps up an outstanding senior day here at the Abney Athletic Center, in which the Trojans, both women and men, took victories over Emory and Henry. The final score for the men's game, 79-74. The Trojans win, and both teams look ahead to a road date with Newberry on Wednesday. But for the last time from the Abney Athletic Center this season, for Colin Calvert, for Reichley Ruby, for Logan, for Nate, for all the guys that are involved with Anderson University Broadcasting, for the coaches, for the players, for all the opportunities we've had to watch tremendous basketball here at the Abney Athletic Center this season. I'm Jordan York, signing off, and I'll see you next season here in Anderson, South Carolina. Good night, everybody.